there you are, YouTube. Do. Subscribe if you're interested, but also no pressure. Hey, I think we're going to do a random ranking today. We're going to go to my movie collection behind me and pick out 3 films at random and then rank those movies based on whatever criteria we come up with. I'll rank them here in the video, but if you'd like to rank them in the comments below, please feel free to do so. Let's get to picking 3, I almost went like this, but that'd be 6, 3 movies. All right, I'm thinking something from right here. Let's do whatever that is. And then maybe a little bit of this. And then something from this region over here. Let's see what we got. Oh gosh. All right, good. Okay, I talk about this one a lot, kind of, but it's okay. I guess I'll keep this one. See, what I don't like about this is when I really don't have to think about the ranking, and this is one of those situations where I just kind of like, okay, I already know exactly how this is going to go. So, first off, we have 9. What is this, a sequel to Fellini's 8.5? We have Daniel Day-Lewis here. We got some Nicole Kidman. We got all sorts of people. Daniel Day-Lewis, Marion Cotillard, Penelope Cruz, Judi Dench, Fergie, Kate Hudson, Nicole Kidman, and Sophia Loren. Wow, that's a lot of people, right? Look at that. And you're thinking like, oh man, this is going to be a fantastic movie. Look at that lineup. Look what it's based off of. But when we watch it, spiritual sequel, I don't know, what would you call it? Remake, spiritual sequel, remake thingy. When we watch it, I just really wasn't that into it. And I was so excited for this because musical, Daniel Day-Lewis singing. Because you know, like, he's a guy who can do anything, right? He's like the greatest actor ever, to many. So to see him sing would be cool. That's kind of how I felt like when Johnny Depp, I know Johnny Depp's in a band and everything, but when he did Demon Barber of Fleet Street, Sweeney Todd, I can keep seeing a hair or something. I was like, oh, I gotta watch this. This is gonna be awesome. And I thought that was good. I really do like Sweeney Todd. But this one, I don't know, I just couldn't get into it. And I felt like its nominations for Oscars were just like sympathy nominations from the director of Chicago. But yeah, 5 Golden Globe Awards, Best Picture of the Year. What? It didn't win. Oh, nominations. Sorry. Nominations. So here are the nominations right here. Best Picture for Golden Globes. Best Picture, Best Actress, Marion Cotillard. Best Actor, Daniel Day-Lewis. Best Supporting Actress, Penelope Cruz. So, not a big fan of that one. Next, we have Burn After Reading. I think I saw this with my mom and stepdad, or we, like, rented it and watched it. But I feel like the 3 of us saw this together. Did we? You'd think I would remember. But I feel like what I remember is my stepdad laughing at Brad Pitt in the movie. But there are other scenes where I would feel awkward watching this with family, but I can't like remember feeling awkward during those moments. But I feel like I have these memories. Am I like inventing these of my stepdad thinking Brad Pitt was just hilarious in this, and the way he was like finished in the movie was funny. But yeah, I really like this movie. I love it because it feels like, I don't know, the way it ends with what's his name, J.K. Simmons, just makes it almost feel like a Seinfeld episode or something. Like, you know, you're watching the whole thing, all these people think, you know, they're in something deep here, and then I don't know, just the way things conclude. What am I seeing over here? Is it an eyebrow? I feel like I'm getting those older eyebrows where, you know, they get thicker and longer. What is in my line of sight? Or is it some sort of eyelash that is bent into my vision? But yeah, the stuff with J.K. Simmons at the very end where he's like, I would have, oh, I don't know what we learned. Who's the joke on? I don't know. Like, whatever, I can't remember the lines exactly, but J.K. Simmons at the end really brings home the end of this movie to where it's just hilarious. We're like, what did I just watch? So, yeah, great film. Next we have Crimson Peak. Now, this one I feel like I pull quite a bit, so wherever it is located, is an area that my hand is drawn to because, yeah, I feel like for random rankings, we've done this one quite a bit. And whenever we do, of course, I always talk about how I got to meet Guillermo del Toro when... Oh, sorry, I had already seen this movie. Yeah, right. Yeah, I think I saw it in the... Have I seen it twice? I can't remember now. I think I've seen it 2 times. In the theater, I should say. Yeah, because I saw it in the regular theater, I think? Now I can't remember. Was my first time seeing this with Guillermo del Toro, or did I see it in the theater? I vividly remember seeing this poster in the theater, but I can't remember if I saw it or not in the theater before seeing it with Guillermo del Toro. But anyway, I did get to see it with Guillermo del Toro, and it was at Roger Ebert's Film Festival. Do I have anything Roger Ebert over here? I don't think I do. But it was at his film festival. This was screening, and as with a lot of Guillermo del Toro movies, they are marketed incorrectly. Like, do you remember when Pan's Labyrinth came out? And that was kind of like in the era of like fantasy films like Lord of the Rings, Chronicles of Narnia, Spiderwick Chronicles, Bridge to Terabithia. You know, there was just like fantasy film after fantasy film that was mostly appropriate for children or made for children. And then then Pan's Labyrinth comes out, right, around this era. And they were really marketing it as like just a fantasy film, you know? And that's in there, but it's also pretty brutal. I mean, brutal, gruesome stuff happening in this film. So like you got, and it's rated R though, and then you got families going like, oh, you know, we like Lord of the Rings, we like mythical creatures. Let's take the children to see Pan's Labyrinth. It looks, you know, it's probably a sequel to the Chronicles of Narnia with Mr. Tumnus, right? So they go take their kids to that movie, and then they're like, what is this? I want my money back. And it's like, it's rated R. It's rated R, okay? Check the rating. And then, so yeah, marketed incorrectly because they were the marketing team was trying to jump on the backs of the fantasy things that were going on. And this here, they're just sort of like, I mean, it is a horror film. It is a horror film. Guillermo del Toro will say it's a gothic romance, but it's also that. But it's also a horror film. I mean, we have some pretty big jump scares in here, but I do like what he says about gothic romance. This also makes me think of stuff like Little Women, like what's her name, Jane March. Is it Jane March? Why is that not coming to me? You know, Winona Ryder in Little Women, and Mia. I gotta get this last name right. Mia Wasikowska. Wasikowska. She kind of has like a like Jane March Little Women quality. Is it Jane? Why does that not sound right when I say it? Maybe it does sound right, but I love the imagery on this also. And of course I love this imagery here. That's the Guillermo del Toro signature. Had the chance to meet him after the film, and it was just so wonderful. I know I've told this story many times, but when we screened this, again, it was marketed incorrectly and it didn't do well in the box office. So I think, like, felt very sad about that, almost like embarrassed or ashamed or something like that. Because when he came out, we all loved the film and gave the movie a standing ovation. And then he comes out on the stage and he's got tears running down his face, and he just gives this warm speech full of thank yous and just how emotional that was to him to see everybody respond so well to the film. And it like really like raised his spirits on that movie because he was feeling kind of down about it. But to see the way we all responded, just like lifted up his spirits. So I don't know, it was just an amazing moment. It's one of my favorite moments I've ever had at Ebert Fest. And I've had some good ones there. I mean, it's great. Okay, so how are we going to rank them? Right here, very easy. Look at all the red here. Look at all that red. So I'm going to go Crimson Peak #1. I love the movie, but also that experience. Even without the experience, I think I would put it first, maybe, I don't know, because I really do love Burn After Reading. But yeah, I think Crimson Peak would be #1. I like horror, I think more than comedy these days. So yeah, I'm gonna go Crimson Peak, then Burn After Reading, and then Nine. But my question to you is, have you seen these movies? These three films right here. And if so, what do you think of them? And if you've seen all three, how would you rank them? I'd love to know. Let me know in the comments below, and perhaps we'll see you tomorrow for more Pure Hangout.